Next thing I've fitted is the SW Motech sat nav bracket.
Hello, Codger Biker here. I previously used an SW Motech GPS bar attachment, exactly the same as this one, on my 790 Adventure for a couple of years or more. It worked really well. So I thought I'd try one on the CB500X. So because I want to use my one TomTom on two bikes, I've got another TomTom mount, hopefully with a lead in it. A new lead and a new mount. No screws. There's probably enough wire there to reach to the switched ACC under the seat, but for now I'm going to make a temporary one and just run it off the 12 volt accessory line. That's the plan. And I've also got a switchable cigarette lighter type adapter. So if I could leave that coiled up and fasten it, but I'm going to trim that back and then solder and heat shrink it to that. As I say, I'm fortunate that I've got the 12 volt accessory that will go into there. When I turn the bike on, you'll see that lights up. Turn it off, it goes off. Underneath the seat here there's a switched accessory socket, and I've got some plugs for it. So one day I'll do that. So to begin with, first I'm going to use this SW Motech mount, which I used on the 790 Adventure. On the 690 I've used this. I've also used a Rally Raid mount, which is still on the bike, so I might use the Rally Raid at some point, but for now I'll start with this one, which is detachable. You fit that part to the bike, to the rail, and then you can slot this part on and off. Okay, so to fit that mount, which has bolts behind, you have to remove the screen. Bit of a nuisance, but not a big deal. Presumably it will mount like that. Yep. Okay. Screen off. 1, 2, 3, 4. And don't let the rubber nuts fall out. I've got these cloth sogs. The cats keep sharpening their claws on the tyres. Once the bolt starts to come out the back of it, it's about right. Yes, I can. There's the adjustment for the sat nav, so there's plenty of that. I can access those from the side to tighten it up, just about. Just check. 4 metre Allen from the side, I can tighten it up. So I can access that. Once I'm happy with where I want it to be, then I'll fit the sat nav later on. I'll run the wire down the outside and just plug it into the accessory socket for now. That's how I'm going to do it. Right, back to the GPS. Oh look, I can get at it through there. screen on the high setting, I can just about adjust it through these slots here to get it how I want it. And tighten that up there. What I need to do is just finish off tightening that. It's not fastened yet. That's not a problem because all that comes off. And if I take the sat nav off and release that, I can just, I'm careful, get in and out without bashing the screen. Just. That's about the angle that I prefer. I just need to even up these brackets because that one's a bit tighter than that, but that's the place I want it to be. That's about the final angle I went with. Probably see from the side. So it's about that angle. Just enough room to get in and out with the rest of the mount. Bingy bong. Okay, right. So that's the mount in place, solid. I can have it like that, or like that. It's how I tend to prefer it. So the way I've rigged it up, ignore the wiring for now. It may get tidied up, it may not. I only had earth coloured shrink wrap, so it's got that colour on it. But at some point I may take it all apart and wire that straight into the switch. But for test purposes, this is how I'm going to use it until I get round to routing some wiring under the seat, where there is a switched ACC line. The other socket is being used, I think, by the 12 volts, so I'll worry about that in time. I rode like this for nearly 2 years on my 790 Adventure, it's fine. So, I turn the bike on, nothing happens in terms of the sat nav, but if I turn the power on, you can see it lights up. That'll power the TomTom. I can either leave it like that, and when I turn the bike off, the TomTom will go off, or it would do if it wasn't booting up, and when I turn it on, the TomTom will come on. As you can probably see, it's not gone off because it's booting up, but it would have gone off. You can see it's come brighter, so just let that boot up and I'll turn it off as and when. So I'll give that a test. The thing about the SW Motech is it brings the sat nav closer to you. I have got the Rally Raid one, I might put that on later, which puts the sat nav a bit further back. With the TomTom, you've always got the thickness of this 12 volt to 5 volt bracket, so you can't get it too far in.
The problem with this is if you've got a more modern sat nav where it fits flush to it, probably okay. But with this TomTom, with its great big mount, pokes out too far, so the whole thing is, you know, a good sort of 4 or 5 inches away from the bar, so you get some movement. I'm not sure I'm happy with that.
And that's sort of some use to somebody. Codger Biker is out.